This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Yeah, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick, what's going on?
Oh, not much, John. Just taking it easy right here. How about you?
Oh, not too much. What do you have on tap for us, sir?
Okay, well, this week is a series I've been looking to talk about since it wrapped up. Surprisingly, with Volume 5, it's like a little while back. This is Frau Faust by Kore Yamazaki. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, you'll know that she is the creator of The Ancient Magus's Bride, one of the series I've really liked from the last couple of years, and who I also did a podcast on after it completed its first major arc last year. Now, I was it's like I wasn't expecting to do it's like a podcast on Frau Faust for a good long while, because I figured, hey, it's like she's probably going to keep this going for a while at this point, because it's only been five volume like 4 volumes so far, and then it's like an Ancient Magus' Bride has just reached volume 10 as we speak. But then when volume 5 came out and I saw final volume on the back of the cover, it's like, huh, really? So she's done right here. So I guess it's like, what kind of story was she trying to tell in these 5 volumes? And also and it's like the story she's telling is generally pretty engaging. It's like people who like the Ancient Magus' Bride will do well to check this series out as well. It's like, but it's like, I guess it's also the kind of the series to me. It's like, it's just kind of like, it doesn't have the same depth and level of intrigue that draws me to the Ancient Magus' Bride. But what is Frau Faust about? Well, as the name implies, the core of the story draws from the legend of Faust, the man who sold his soul to the devil. It's for life, and it's like in good fortune through it. Well, as it turns out, as the manga tells it, it wasn't a Johann Faust, but a Johanna Faust. It's like a woman from a small Germanic village who had an insatiable thirst for knowledge, that in order to satisfy herself, she promised herself to the demon Mephistopheles. Now, as we find out early on, it's like the exact nature of her contract was basically not too dissimilar from that of Oh My Goddess, in the sense that where Keiichi Morisato basically asked Beldani to be to be his girlfriend forever. Well, Johanna Faust basically got Mephistopheles to promise to be her arms and legs for as long as she lived. Basically, he would do whatever she wanted up until the date of her death, which turned out to be around the age of 47. And what happened after that? Well, that's when things get complicated, because when the story opens in volume 1, Johanna is still traveling through let's see, it's like 18th century Germany, trying to tracking down the parts of Mephistopheles which have been drawn and quartered by the church. It's in this one small village where one of Mephistopheles' parts are being kept, that she meets this one boy, Marion, like a boy whose family has fallen on hard times and has been unable to fulfill his schooling needs. So he's resorted to stealing books from the market. Johanna helps him out by using some magical trickery, but this is only so that she can press Marion into getting him to invite her into the church where one of Mephistopheles' parts is being held. So why was Mephistopheles drawn and quartered? Why does Johanna want to reassemble them? Well, according to her, it's like she wants to reassemble Mephistopheles so she can punch his stupid demon ass in the face, because he cursed her with eternal life. It's an eternal life curse. It's also kind of quirky in the sense that it's like whenever she is injured, like her body draws from itself to like to heal to heal itself. So she's constantly getting younger and smaller all the time. And the church itself is not unaware of the fact that Johanna is trying to like reassemble Mephistopheles' parts, and so they've also like like dispatched its own agents such as Vito and Lorenzo, who are essentially trying to like advance the church's means for guarding the parts of Mephistopheles. But as they find out what's really going on here, and since that the church, well, things that some members of the church are utilizing Mephistopheles parts for means that are not entirely unsavory, that not entirely savory. I mean, it's like, and also that the woman in charge of like overseeing Mephistopheles' imprisonment, well, she's also a very ends justifies the means type thing, in the sense that she's willing to resort to any means, including negotiating with demons, in order to ensure that it's like that Johanna doesn't reassemble Mephistopheles, and that her story does not become known to the world at large. Now, Yamazaki's strengths are generally lie in pretty solid world building, as demonstrated in the Ancient Magus' Bride. And she also likes interrogating familiar familiar dot stories of folkloric lore, as seen here in her signature series. Frau Faust doesn't quite have the depth of Ancient Magus' Bride, and that's kind of and I'll probably try to avoid saying that too much over the course of this review, because, well, that's basically kind of what it all comes down to. I mean, Johanna is a fun, prickly and snarky presence throughout. Marion is just kind of our hapless point of view character. More interesting are Lorenzo, the combat able member, member of the church's Inquisition, who is dedicated his life to the church in the hopes that his sister will be protected through them. And, well, let's just say things don't work out as he'd expects there. And then there are also other interesting characters, such as Nico, who is Johanna's daughter, but she's not her actual daughter, in the sense that it's she wasn't born from Johanna. She was actually created by Johanna. She's a homunculus who has a working human puppet body. It was created by Sarah. It's a woman who is explicitly stated to have been in love with Johanna, but realizes that such love can't be returned by her, and she's also got her own demonic partner, the goat-headed demon As, who she hasn't made a pact with, because, well, As is clearly in love with her, but Sarah doesn't have anything that she necessarily wants until the very end, as we find out. So there's some interesting, like I said, there are interesting characters. There's some interesting characters, and it's fun watching their motivations clash and interact over the course of the series, especially once Johanna finally comes body to face with Mephistopheles. But I still feel like the series is kind of lacking, in the sense that the church is just kind of made out to be this this generically evil group that's intolerant of all things that doesn't understand or subscribe to its orthodoxy. I mean, we've seen this kind of stuff before. It's a familiar, like, banal evil. It's like and the world itself just doesn't have the it's like the real depth or richness that I've come to expect from Yamazaki's world building. I mean, at one point, we're told that that Sarah lives in the free city of Greece and that she does lots of golem maintenance for them. And it's kind of like, wow, a city that's like that has like lots of golems working around and no one bats an eye on this. In fact, they kind of encourage us. Wow, it's like, how did this come around? And well, we don't really find out about that. So I mean, there's lots of so it's just kind of like there's lots of stuff that's like left unexplained, and the in the whole like Hunt the MacGuffin type thing with the like Johanna trying to track down Mephistopheles' parts. We don't really get lots of at 5 volumes. The series kind of like feels like it was like it just wraps up like too soon before we could before like that kind of like device could really be fully like fully invested in. I mean, the series is at its best when it tells like pretty self-contained stories, such as the circumstances involving the it's like the bishop who utilizes it's like the blood from one of Mephistopheles' limbs in order to keep his daughter alive after his. But this is after his wife like kills his daughter. It's like for reasons that are just like really kind of frightening, and it's like and stuff like that's interesting. So are parts where Johanna flashes back to when she returned to her home village, and remembers what happened to like her one friend who lived there. So when the series slows down and focuses on telling a specific self-contained story, when it's not really like part of the main it's like of the main arc, it's like it comes really engaging right there. The main arc is entertaining enough, but and I guess it's like if you've come to this without reading the Ancient Magus' Bride first, you probably be really impressed with with what Yamazaki is doing here in terms of just establishing this story and its characters. But as someone who who has seen the very best that she has to offer here, it's like Frau Faust does come up kind of lacking. It's like that being said, though, it's like it's a nice 5 volume tale that's it's I wouldn't say it's like enjoyable fantasy fluff. There's a bit more bite to it. It's like in these darker self-contained stories that it has to offer, but it's still entertaining. Like for it's still entertaining for the for the story it's trying to tell. It's just it's like I expect better, and my conspiracy theory brain has me feeling that it's like Yamazaki may have done this through Kodansha, because Ancient Magus' Bride is done through another like a different publisher. So he might have done this to get in the good graces of one of the bigger publishers, or just the fact that, or could have been vice versa in the sense that Kodansha basically said, we want to be in the Kori Yamazaki business. And she said, well, I've got this one idea. It's like I haven't quite fleshed it out yet. And they said, no, we'll do it. Sold. So there you go. So Frau Faust, like I said, it's entertaining enough, but I've read better like elsewhere and from the author herself. So it's currently available in 5 volumes, digitally and in print, from Kodansha Comics. I don't know if they're going to do any kind of omnibus treatment for this, but I can certainly see it'd be easy enough for them to try and put it all into into 2 volumes. But it's like Ancient Magus' Bride is currently at twice it's currently at volume 10 right now. It's like and well, it's like it's like it's and I'd say it's probably at least twice as good. So there you go. But it's like it's like I said, that's like my main point of comparison for this series. If you don't have that kind of comparison, then you're probably going to enjoy it more than I did. John, so any thoughts on your end about all this?
Chimera. Oh, I'm just kidding. Not really, actually. You said
Yeah,
chimera. You
there's
did mention that. I was like,
yeah, it's like
interesting. That's an
there
interesting. It's
is.
an interesting concept. What you were mentioning. I was like, oh, fascinating.
Well, I mean, there is a. I mean, it's not an unfair point of comparison in the sense that it's like there is kind of like a like what it's like what is the it's like what like how is knowledge for science used here? It's like it's like one of the main points that Johanna makes in the series is that not knowledge isn't bad. It's just how you use it, and that's the idea of just people using the knowledge they're given for means that are like not really good. I mean that does kind of tie it to that other series you're implying right there. But I'd also say that Full Metal Alchemist is the better series in that regard as well.
All right. You know what you're going to be talking about next time on this podcast.
Yes, in fact, like if everything goes all right, we'll be having Myron come back to talk to us about what else? Spider-Man, because we're going to be talking about the latest Spider event, Spider-Geddon, where Christos Cage and Dan Slott try to do the it's like the most difficult thing you could imagine for a Spider event, trying to make the Inheritors actual interesting villains. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. And we're just hitting the Blu-ray and DVD release on Tuesday coming up here.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
so we'll tell you if you're better off spending your money on that versus this latest event.
yeah, that sounds really interesting. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Click.
Laters.